Welcome to Stormin Chocolate. I'm Stormin Norman. Today's song is number 74, Where To Now St. Peter, from the third studio album of Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey Stormin, didn't you cover another Elton John tune like 7 videos ago? And I would retort, yes I did, faithful subscriber. We covered my longtime favorite Elton John tune, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, as song number 67. And you would say, well, WTF? Let me explain. I've finally pushed myself to read the lyrics of this song, which, like most Elton John tunes, I simply could not discern on my own. You know that Volkswagen commercial from a couple years back where everyone is singing the wrong lyrics to Rocket Man until the couple in the car finally hears the lyric burning out his fuse up here alone because of its noise dampening and sound system clarity?
I'm burning out this useless telephone.
My hair is gone.
All alone. Burning up the room with cheap cologne. The musty motorhome.
I'm the Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. Burning out his fuse up here alone.
Burning out his fuse up here alone.
I told you it wasn't provolone.
Crystal clear Fender Premium Audio, one of many premium features available on the all-new Volkswagen Passat.
That's me. As a matter of fact, I had several poor interpretations of Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me for decades. Decades, I tell ya, until the plethora of lyrics started showing up on the interwebs. Note that not all of those lyric sites have 100% correct lyrics for all songs. And if I'm skeptical, I will look at 2 or 3 or 4 sites until I'm convinced. So, when I read the lyrics to this song, which was way down the list, maybe in the 200s, I fell in love with Bernie's work. Again. I liked Elton's song, the fact that it starts and ends the same, but much of it was enigmatic to me. And I put this down to the duo. Bernie is using uncommon words or putting words together in unusual ways, and Elton is rendering those words with so much clever expression that I'm at a loss. One thing that I used to do, well, I still do, is wait to hear the line, "Dirty was the daybreak," in the second pre-chorus. It is so evocative and probably words no one has strung together, ever. But I don't want to spoil the surprise by explaining too much about it. Elton and Bernie released 3 non-album singles in the late 60s that went nowhere at the time. The third single charted in Japan 2 years later in 1971 and remained the most successful single of theirs until the 1997 remake of Candle in the Wind. The most popular song from Elton's debut album, 1969's Empty Sky, was Skyline Pigeon, even though it was never released as a single. 1970's eponymous album had 2 singles, Border Song and Your Song, with the former hitting the top 100 in the US and the top 40 in Canada, and the latter breaking the top 10 in 4 countries and the top 20 in another 4. Your Song remains as the first big hit of Elton's career. That said, the album Elton John also featured the song Take Me to the Pilot, which remains in the duo's back pocket as a classic rock favorite. This is important as today's song, Where To Now St. Peter, is in the same category as is Burn Down the Mission, Tumbleweed's closing song. Tumbleweed Connection was released in October of 1970, only 6 months after the previous album. They only released 1 single, Country Comfort, which did not chart anywhere. Not only was it recorded and released by Rod Stewart on his album Gasoline Alley, but it had been covered by several artists over the years. Elton's version on Tumbleweed sounds like a bona fide country pop song, while St. Peter and Mission do not. However, both of these latter songs are in my iTunes. Tumbleweed is full of songs whose titles speak to the old American West, like the album's title. Ballad of a Well-Known Gun, Son of Your Father, Talking Old Soldiers, Burn Down the Mission, etc. Today's song kind of bucks this trend. Probably the reason behind all of these themes is Bernie Taupin's romantic take on the West, and in many interviews you can either see him looking very cowboyish or walking the fields of his ranch. But let's pivot to today's song. It has a simple ABC structure of verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. Both choruses are the same, and both verses and both pre-choruses are different. First, we'll go through the lyrics at a low level and maybe get lost in the weeds, and at the end, I'll give you my overall interpretation. Also, keep an ear out for the instruments, especially Caleb Quay on lead guitar, which doesn't really sound like a guitar.
I took myself a blue canoe, and I floated like a leaf, dazzling, dancing, half enchanted in my
Okay, just the verse to begin with. The only thing that really throws me is, what is a blue canoe? What does it signify? Everything after this is consistent with any canoe, floating, half enchanted, almost asleep, but I don't really know what the blue signifies. The dazzling, dancing, being half enchanted in my Merlin sleep seems to me, taking the 1981 movie Excalibur to mind, of the point where Morgana ensorcels Merlin with the charm of making as he utters it to save the world. For the next couple decades, Merlin remains encased until Arthur's need reaches him in his slumbers. This is followed by the first pre-chorus and the main chorus fast on its heels.
crazy was the feeling, restless were my eyes, insane they took the paddles, my arms they paralyzed. So where to now, St. Peter? If it's true, I'm in your hands. I may not be a Christian, but I've done all a man can. I understand I'm on the road where all it was is gone. So where to now, St. Peter? Show me which road I'm on, which road I'm on.
Our protagonist is now beyond an existential crisis, which may be metaphysical. He's experiencing several physical ailments and he's unable to steer his canoe, the blue one, remember? And then he pleads to the heavens, to St. Peter, commonly referred to as the keeper of the pearly gates, as it was stated in the New Testament that Jesus would give Simon Peter the keys to heaven. Those who are judged worthy by St. Peter may pass through the gates, and those that aren't are sent straight to hell. Do not collect $200. While we don't know anything about our protagonist at this point, he confesses he's not a Christian, but then what's the point of speaking with St. Peter? We do get the sense that he's a good man, even if not a Christian. And I guess we've turned the river canoe trip into a metaphorical road, even if the road's destination is unclear.
It took a sweet young boy, this lazy life, this
Now we're getting some meat. A foreign gun might be the cause of the confusion and troubles, and this short life might be over. Something for nothing, always ending with a bad report. This statement helps to strengthen the view that our protagonist's life was ended in a foreign land, and the last thing he heard was the report of a rifle, also known as a gunshot.
Dirty was the daybreak, sudden was the change. In such a silent place as this, beyond the rifle range. So where to now, St. Peter? If it's true, I'm in your hands. I may not be a Christian, but I've done all a man can. I understand I'm on the road where all that was is gone. So where to now, St. Peter? Show me which road I'm on, which road I'm on.
After the second chorus, we end the song as we started, quietly, contemplatively, in a blue canoe.
I took myself a blue
Overall, then, it sounds like a crisis of faith, or an admission that faith was absent but goodness may still exist. It also parallels the old saw that there are no atheists in foxholes. Some new cadet was sent overseas and was taken out by the enemy. He finds himself, to mix metaphors, in Charon's boat, crossing over to Dis, unable to change direction because not only is he paralyzed, but he's got no paddles. He is simply going with the current. However, he appeals to St. Peter, not necessarily to get into heaven, but to tell him if he's on the path in that direction or the path to perdition. Where to now, St. Peter? If it's true that I'm dead, then I'm in your hands. I understand that my old life is lost. All that was is gone, but ease my dread and tell me where I'm heading. Now I can say that took a turn for the worst. Perhaps the meaning was hidden behind Bernie's enigmatic lyrics and Elton's beautiful music, and it really wasn't until the second half of the song that we get the strong inkling of the sitch. But like our protagonist, we were floating like a leaf, letting the song carry us where it will. If you have a different interpretation of the song, we'd love to hear about it. And Bernie, if you'd like to confirm our story, feel free. At this stage in Elton's career, he was still using a lot of studio musicians. Drummer Nigel Olsson played drums on only one song, as did bassist Dee Murray. Both also sang backup vocals on Today's Song and Country Comfort. Davy Johnstone appears for the first time on several tracks on the next album, Madman Across the Water, as does percussionist Ray Cooper. On the following album, Honky Chateau, these four musicians have become the de facto core of Elton John's band. Well, that's it for Where To Now, St. Peter from Elton John's third album, Tumbleweed Connection. Join us next time as we schedule a departure for our journey where we will stay a while. We'll see you then. Bye-bye. Welcome to Stormin Chocolate. I'm Stormin Norman. Today's What?
Stormin Norman?
And I would retort, yes, I did, faithful subscribe. This is a big sentence, big paragraph. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, Stormin, didn't you cover another... until the 1997 remake of Candle in the Wind. Yeah, get rid of those in 1997 at the end of that. Do we have to do the whole thing over?
Yes.
In the late 60s that went nowhere at the time. The third single charted into Japan. I heard that bump, and that threw me off. Also, keep an ear out for the instruments, especially Caleb Quay's on Caleb Quay on lead guitar. To St. Peter, commonly go back, and those that aren't are go back. He's not a Christian, but then what's the I'm in your hands. I understand that. Change thee to that. Now I can say that that we get a strong inkling of the stitch.
Sitch.